Well, Happy New Year, everybody. Stacy and I have been goofing around with family stuff and in the woods a little bit. No deer success, but that's beside the point. Public land. But one of our YouTube subscribers, you guys will see him. They comment once in a while, and his name is Bob Gibbons. Him and his wife are both retired and lived in Michigan, and they came down Erie Canal through the lakes down the ICW, and they stopped here in Jacksonville and contacted me and asked me if I'd build them a water tank underneath their sete versus their bladder they had. And he's added a water maker and stuff. So we went down there and met them. Real nice folks. And I pre-measured it, and it's just going to be 74 inches long, 12-inch straightaway here, 6 at one end, 2 at the other end, and 30 degrees here. So whatever that triangulated out there, and 20 inches across. So I made these patterns to check the ribs on the boat, and I took both these down, and this is what we come up with. So that's really the where the 30 degrees come from. And then I drew a scale pattern of it on a piece of scrap galvanized. And because of the 20-inch length, when you come up at 30 degrees off the 6 and the 2, it's so close together except for this angle going this way. You got about a 2 7/8 straightaway here to meet the 20 inches. So that's, instead of it being a straight V, there'll be another opposite degree bend here to make 90 to bring the tank, which will give us room to put his fill neck down here. And I'm going to put a vent stainless steel nipple here, and a fill and exit tube here. And Bob went and bought 2 big 8-inch tops to go on the top cap of the tank. And I'm kind of under a time crunch because of the holiday, so they're wanting to get out of here tomorrow, so I'll be up here burning the midnight oil a little bit. Next step, phase 2 coming. Alright guys, step 2. I've laid it all out, and because it's at one end, it's 2 inches here and 6 inches at the other end, so the bottom of the tank goes from narrow to wider. In order to make it so your ends don't look so whoppy-jawed, you have to step off a 90, so when you break this 30 degrees on it, it brings it up as level as you can without having a CAD machine. And then when you come up to this 2 7/8, you actually come off 90 there and it goes the other way. So I'm going to cut just inside this Sharpie line. So there's your 12-inch, 2-inch, 16 3/4, which is the 30 degree up, 2 7/8, which is the 90 off the 30 degrees, which is because we can't keep going with the 30 degrees, I don't have the room. So when I chop all this out and put it in the brake, in theory, the ends should look fairly square. In theory. That's the theory. And if it's a little whoppy-jawed, it's getting end caps on it and going up underneath the sete and getting filled full of water. But this is a piece of 3/16-ounce stainless, mill finished. I don't care how long it sits in the salt water or water in it, it'll never corrode, it'll never rust, it'll never get tarnished. Perfect for water.
Oh, let's see when you got that bitch cut out and start gluing it together.
Yeah, let's see if we'll fit it in the boat.
Oh lordy, I'm scared.
Hang on, babe.
He doesn't know I started early.
What's the matter? Huh?
I started you early. You're recording.
Oh. With all little zigzags cutting the sheet.
He didn't cut this one. He's working on this one over here.
Gotta cut these 2 angles on this one off and clean up the edge and stick it in the brake, and we'll see. Let's see if my math was correct.
Oh boy.
If not, we just gotta
Big
rework
bump.
the hull of that Beneteau a little bit.
See you soon. Oh, I missed it. He was cleaning up the cuts.
Huh?
He's cleaning up your cuts.
Oh. Why ain't sticking that nasty edge in my brake with no trademarks in it?
Well, it looks like you got it broken up. And the edges cleaned up.
So I made
I can't see.
one boo-boo. And the boo-boo is, when I laid all this out and did the angles so all this would come 90 like it's supposed to, I only made one end pattern to figure out my stretch outs, but just like any other piece of duck, I did the triangulation for this side, which is the 6-inch end. That's a 2-inch end. So what I needed to do, I robbed you an inch.
That's what she said.
So if I had it, this was 16 3/4 on this end to get this 30 degree and the 20 here, 12 height on both sides. That 1/2 inch of triangulation, or 1 inch, 1/2 inch, I needed to take the 4 inches and triangulate that, which made the 16 3/4 would have grown to 17 1/4. So if I'd had made this part of it down on that end 17 3/4, I would get my 20 12.
Instead of what? What'd you make it?
18 12. When you stand it up to where it's got to be. So this piece is going to taper. The top is going to be square on these ends, but it's going to taper from 20 to 18. So I got about a quart of water out of you.
Ooh.
Thank God you got a water maker.
Naughty boy.
So if that was confusing, I'll do it in layman's terms, and I'm a little upset that I didn't catch myself. If I had made a pattern for both sides, I would have caught it. But
What?
I didn't.
Didn't I teach you to read a tape measure better than that shit?
So here's what I was talking about. There's from this corner to this mark is 16 3/4. So there you have it. So one end is 2 and the other end is 6. You take the short end and add the 4 inches and make a mark off this corner, which this corner is square. And then when you do the triangulation, which would have been the short end, that is now 17 1/4 right there. Dum-dum for gum-gum.
You mean gum for dum-dum?
Yeah, see, just like I said.
Oh, Lord have mercy. What am I gonna do with him, guys?
It's not a perfect world.
Oh, shit. See y'all soon.
Bob, I'm welding your nipples on the inside here. And I really hope they don't leak.
Alright, guys. Andy's got the water tank all buttoned up and sealed up. Nice welded seams. 2 inspection caps. One there. One there. His water fill hose thingamajiggy right there. And then his taps down there to, you know, hook up his stuff. And voila, that's the shape of it. Oh, let me hold my phone right, but it kind of goes like that. But anyway, voila. What a beauty. I don't know how many gallons she holds, but she's a water tank. Alright, guys. See y'all soon.
Alright, guys, we're down here at Bob Gibbons' boat.
Say hi, Bob.
He's on his journey. And this is the new water vessel.
And that's his little pupperoni.
The pup.
Alright, now we're about to go see if she fits like a charm. Wish us luck. Alright guys, here it is. It's all in, all nice and pretty. Andy did get a little high down there on that end, but Bob said he'll fix it. But voila, that's Mr. Bob's water tank looking great. Great
Thank you,
job.
guys.
You're more than welcome.
It's funny.
See y'all guys later.